Welcome to Chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita, Sankhya Yoga, the Yoga of Transcendental Knowledge. This chapter is pivotal as it transitions from Arjuna's despair to Krishna's profound teachings on the nature of life, duty, and the self. It is here that Krishna begins to unravel the eternal wisdom that forms the core of the Gita. The chapter opens with Arjuna still in a state of deep despair. Overwhelmed by the thought of fighting his own relatives, teachers, and friends, he is paralyzed by sorrow and moral confusion. He drops his bow and arrows, sinking to the floor of his chariot. He questions the very purpose of life and his role as a warrior, expressing his inner turmoil and fear to Krishna. His emotions reflect the universal human experience of inner conflict and doubt. Arjuna says, "How can I, in battle, shoot arrows at Bhishma and Drona who are worthy of my worship, O Krishna?" Krishna begins to speak, his voice calm and reassuring. He addresses Arjuna's sorrow, introducing the concept of Sankhya Yoga, the yoga of knowledge. Krishna explains that true wisdom comes from understanding the nature of the self. He reassures Arjuna that the soul, Atman, is eternal and indestructible. Krishna says, "You are mourning for those who should not be grieved for, yet you speak words of wisdom. The wise grieve neither for the living nor the dead." Krishna explains, just as the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from childhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. The wise are not deluded by this. Krishna delves deeper into the eternal nature of the soul. He explains that just as a person sheds old clothes for new ones, the soul discards a worn-out body for a new one. The soul is neither born nor does it die, it is eternal and beyond destruction. Krishna says, "For the soul there is neither birth nor death at any time. It does not come into being nor cease to be. It is unborn, eternal, ever-existing, and primeval. It is not slain when the body is slain." This knowledge is meant to comfort Arjuna, emphasizing that while bodies perish, the soul remains unchanged. Understanding this distinction between the temporary body and the eternal soul helps alleviate fear and attachment. Krishna reminds Arjuna of his duty, dharma, as a warrior. He explains that it is Arjuna's righteous duty to fight in the battle to uphold justice and righteousness. Failing to perform this duty out of fear or attachment would lead to dishonor and a dereliction of his responsibilities. Krishna says, "Considering your dharma, you should not waver. For a warrior, there is nothing more honorable than a war against evil." Krishna's words highlight the importance of fulfilling one's duty with integrity and courage, even when faced with personal loss and emotional turmoil. This teaching underscores the necessity of upholding one's responsibilities for personal and societal well-being. Krishna introduces Arjuna to Karma Yoga, the path of selfless action. He teaches that performing one's duties without attachment to the results leads to spiritual growth and inner peace. This means acting without selfish desires or fear of failure, dedicating one's actions to a higher purpose. Krishna says, "You have the right to perform your prescribed duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your actions. Never consider yourself to be the cause of the results of your activities, nor be attached to inaction." Karma Yoga emphasizes that the key to true happiness and fulfillment lies in selfless service and dedication to righteousness, rather than the pursuit of personal gain. Krishna stresses the importance of equanimity and detachment. He advises Arjuna to remain steady and composed in both success and failure, pleasure and pain, understanding that these are all temporary experiences. Krishna says, "Equanimity is called yoga." He further explains, "One whose mind remains undisturbed amid misery, who does not crave for pleasures, and who is free from attachment, fear, and anger is called a sage of steady wisdom." True wisdom, Krishna explains, lies in seeing beyond these dualities and maintaining a balanced state of mind. This teaching encourages cultivating detachment from worldly outcomes and focusing on the spiritual path, leading to inner peace and stability. Chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita imparts profound insights into the nature of the self, duty, and spiritual growth. Here are the key learnings. Arjuna's ongoing struggle highlights the deep human experience of moral and emotional conflict. Krishna teaches that the soul is eternal and indestructible, offering solace amidst existential doubts. Understanding the distinction between the physical body and the eternal soul fosters spiritual resilience. Fulfilling one's duty, dharma, with integrity and courage is crucial for personal and societal well-being. Practicing selfless action, karma yoga, purifies the mind and leads to spiritual liberation. Maintaining equanimity and detachment from results cultivates inner peace and spiritual wisdom. Stay tuned as we continue our journey through the Bhagavad Gita. In the next chapter, we explore the path of karma yoga in further detail. Join us for more timeless wisdom and inspiration. Please subscribe, comment, and share your thoughts.